Hey guys, welcome to Outlaw Edge. So tonight I'm in the shop. It's getting pretty late, but I've been wanting to do this video, but we were waiting for the Evaporust to show up, and I guess it got lost in shipping. And so the company that we got a hold of, Evaporust, sent us a new one. So if the other one shows up, we'll just send it back, or I might just keep it and have them bill us for it or whatever. I hear nothing but good about Evaporust, so I want to check it out. If you haven't checked out the channels, there's 357 Magdad, Nash Rathbone, Tool Addict, Resto Rob, and a bunch of other channels that they use Evaporust. And I think Mad Styles on YouTube also, I think his channel uses Evaporust. But I've checked out a lot of reviews and you know, different videos and stuff on this product. And there's a bunch of other brands out there. And I actually had some stuff, so I have a really harsh opinion on this stuff because I had some stuff that I got from Harbor Freight that was another brand, and it wasn't Evaporust brand. And I tried using it and it sucked. So I'm hoping that, you know, this isn't really a review, but it kind of is, because I usually use white vinegar to de-rust like old tools or chunks of metal or whatever. So I'm gonna do a test tonight, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this stuff in Evaporust, and then I have a jug next to it with white vinegar, and I'll set it up with the white vinegar, and then I'll see tomorrow morning, I'll pull the stuff out and I'll see what it looks like and see what cleans it better. The chunks of metal that I'm using, I have 3 of these, and then I have another chunk of metal, which is this one right here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean these really well. I'll get them all cleaned up on the wire wheel so that I don't mess up the stuff that I'm using, the vinegar and the Evaporust, you know, get all the contaminants in there from the dirt and dust and rust and whatever. But I'll clean them up real good with a wire wheel, and then I'm gonna put them in the Evaporust and the white vinegar. I'll leave them overnight. I'll pull them out tomorrow when I get to the shop, and I'll see which one does better. You know, a lot of people are telling me, you know, just leave this stuff in there overnight, and it's like miracle juice or whatever. So like I said, I'm really leery about it, but at the same time, you know, I've heard so many good things about Evaporust that I want to try it out. And you know, I've used the vinegar in the past. I just did some tools the other day, and I let them sit in there for a couple days, kind of forgot about them or whatever. And literally the next day they looked pretty good, but I just left them in there a couple more days to see what would happen. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip this camera around. I'll show you what I'm doing, and then I'll clean up the stuff on a wire wheel real quick, and then we'll see what happens overnight with the Evaporust and the vinegar. So this is the product that I'm using. It's Evaporust, and like I said, it's got some really good reviews on it. I haven't seen any bad reviews on this stuff. And first thing first is I usually use distilled white vinegar to clean the rust off stuff like this. But the first thing I noticed is when I put the vinegar in here, it smelled up the whole shop. Vinegar stinks. It smells like ass. This stuff, there's no smell at all. I didn't smell anything coming out of the bucket. When I pulled the lid off, and you know, it's environmentally safe, water soluble, biodegradable, non-toxic, non-corrosive, and you know, I mean, that's awesome in my book. So what I'll do is I'll take the vinegar and the Evaporust, and like I was telling you guys, I'll clean these blocks that I have up, and I use these for doing metalworking and metal shaping, and I use them for weights when I'm laying stuff out on the table or whatever. There's a million uses for these. They're almost like 1, 2, 3 blocks. But I got these a while back at a estate sale, so I want to use these. But I've been waiting for the Evaporust to show up, and it finally did. So we're gonna go ahead and do this test tonight. And then, like I said, I'll come in here tomorrow morning and then you know, see what the results are. So you see the before, how nasty this stuff is, and it's all flaky with rust and crappy and whatever, and dirty. And I'll go ahead and get this cleaned up on the wire wheel now before I put it in the Evaporust and the white vinegar. So I'm gonna go ahead and start cleaning these blocks up on the wire wheel. Try to get them looking a little bit better before I put them in the Evaporust and the vinegar, and just knock the scale and the rust and the dirt and dust and debris off here. And don't be a dumbass, wear safety glasses. a lot better than what it was. So I'll go ahead and get these all cleaned up before I put them in the vinegar and Evaporust. They're cleaning up pretty good with the wire wheel. The heavy blocks will be nice. One of the things I like to say though is I'm not sponsored in any way by the vinegar company or Evaporust. This is just something this is just a personal deal that I wanted to try. I've been excited about checking out Evaporust, so this is why I'm doing this test. You know, they're not sponsoring us or nothing like that. They didn't send this to us. We had to buy it. It was about with shipping and everything. I think it cost us $76 to the shop. And well, I got the tag over here, but I think it was like 73 or 76 bucks. But in any way, they didn't sponsor us. Like I said, this is just something I'm trying to do to test it out to see how the product works. You know, if they'd like to sponsor us, that'd be great too. If there's other companies who would like to sponsor us, you know, you can leave a message down below or get a hold of MinnesotaOutlawCustoms.com, MNOutlawCustoms.com, or you can shoot us an email. And my personal email is arcohorton53@gmail.com. We'd appreciate the goodies. But I'm gonna go ahead and I got 2 more of these here, so I'm gonna keep blasting along on these and try to get them cleaned up. They're coming out nice on the wire wheel. We'll see what happens. If you guys are still watching on the video or whatever, if you could please, I'd really appreciate it if you would hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you can, you know, when the newest video comes out, you'll be able to check it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this stuff in the Evaporust and then the white vinegar. Sorry about that. So we have white vinegar here. And then we have Evaporust here. And that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and let this stuff sit overnight, and we'll come in here tomorrow morning, or it'll probably be mid-afternoon by the time I get to this. I have some other projects to do in the morning, but we'll see what this stuff is looking like tomorrow. It's in white vinegar and Evaporust. I cleaned it on the wire wheel, so it's all prepped and clean, got all the debris off of it, put it in the chemicals, and we'll just see what happens. And I will see you guys in the morning. Thank you. All right, well, it's been 24 hours and 2 of the parts have been sitting in white vinegar. And there was a reason I left this. I wanted to see how much I left this above the vinegar because I wanted to see how much it stripped on the actual part itself in the vinegar. Because like I was telling you guys, you know, before, I've left stuff overnight, it didn't do much. But if I left it in there for 5-6 days or whatever, it kind of cleaned it up a little bit. But you can see all the stuff that come off the rust, the scale, and all that came off the side of the metal parts. So it's doing something. It even killed a fly. And then we got the Evaporust, which holy crap. It looks like this stripped them completely down to nothing. Wow, that's crazy. Let's see what the vinegar did. Yeah, the vinegar did a pretty good job. But this stuff is like bare metal. I mean, it cleaned it off perfect. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. Let me get the camera flipped around. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking the parts out of the Evaporust and out of the vinegar, and I'm cleaning them in the water. It's just household tap water. And I want to see how they turn out. And this one's the Evaporust first that I'm doing here. And I'm just using a plastic cleaning parts brush. The other thing too that I noticed with the Evaporust, you don't have the smell like the vinegar. When I came in here to the shop a little while ago, the smell of the vinegar just took over the whole shop last night. And the Evaporust, I don't smell anything. I don't smell any chemicals or anything like that. And then this is the part that was clean with the vinegar. Yeah, so I can tell you right now that the Evaporust wins. The vinegar didn't clean the part real well. And the Evaporust has it where it's just literally spotless. There's no rust or surface rust or anything on it. So the one with the vinegar, there's a lot of spots like this on there that are still left on there and marks. And like right here. And then the exact same block in the Evaporust is spotless. I mean, you can see how clean that is. It's flawless. There's nothing. And this stuff wipes off, so. Wow, this stuff is amazing. Oh yeah, I'm pretty much hooked right there, so. I'll get these other ones cleaned up and go from there. Well, I want to thank Evaporust for an awesome product. They didn't buy it. They didn't send it to us. If they would like to, they can get a hold of us. But I mean, you know, that right there shows you that, you know, you could use vinegar to clean some of the rust off the stuff, but the Evaporust is going to get it down to bare metal where it's flawless. You know, when you have these parts, I've seen the worst of the worst put in this stuff, and I've watched it come out, and I'm like, I want to try it. I don't really believe it, you know. I didn't know if it was gimmicky or whatever, but in 24 hours, how the parts were yesterday compared to now, I can really see the difference, and I can see that it's like brand new metal now. And you know, that's going to help the shop a lot because there's a lot of antique tools that I like to restore, and there's a lot of parts that I get that I want to put in the chemical to get the rust off of it instead of grinding and sanding and doing all that stuff. You know, I can see where the stuff would save a lot of time. But I just want to thank Evaporust for a cool product. I'm going to keep buying from them. I actually have some other buckets of this stuff that I want to order now. And it sucks that this one took so long to get here because of the mailing system something happened with that, so it got messed up. It's nothing that, you know, it's not Evaporust's fault. But anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. I wanted to check this stuff out and do a quick review or whatever, and test Evaporust against vinegar, and Evaporust wins. So anyways, hope you liked the video. Give me a thumbs up if you do. Leave a comment down below, and if you if you could please subscribe to my channel, I appreciate it. Thanks. Later.